quick, just where you're at as a team and what the locker room feel is right now.
Yeah, I think we're in a good spot still. I think we recognize the weekend wasn't our best, but I think that we've been on a little bit of a roll here, and I think that we're pretty happy with our game is overall. Obviously, there's some details that we have to maintain throughout the 60 minutes of each game.
I'm always curious of the personality of the team, and at this point in the year, you really have a good grasp of that, even though there's a lot of movement. What is the personality of this group that you got in there?
Yeah, we got a good group. There's a good mix of the younger guys and the older guys, and our veteran guys are they've been around. They're really good with the young guys. So it's really I don't feel like, even though we have rookies technically on paper, they have a voice, and the older guys lets them have their voice, and I think that's important.
A busy weekend coming here, 3 games in 3 days. Just what do you do throughout the week to prepare for that kind of a stretch?
Yeah, a little bit shorter practices. Just be ready. We're fortunate that we have some extra bodies around, so we have some competition for spots, which I think is healthy for us. With the young group too, and so they're gonna have to play hard each day to prove that they want to be in the lineup.
COVID has changed things, and the schedule especially. It's kind of. What do you do with everything that comes at you now here in the second half of the season? It can be a little different than normal, right?
Yeah, definitely more practices, or more games, I should say, than practices, right? So, again, we've been fortunate. We've had some, during those breaks there, we had some practice times, which has helped us. But now it's more about performance in games and making sure guys are ready for physically and mentally for that.
It's good for the evaluation process, I assume, right? A lot of good tape.
Yeah, a lot of good video, right? No, but it's good. I mean, especially for young players that haven't been through it, or guys coming from overseas to here, I think it's a learning experience and how to manage your minutes, manage your games, and manage your emotions and all that stuff. It's important.
A couple with Texas coming up. You've played them a few times this year already. What do you know about them, and what kind of games do you expect in this weekend at home?
I think they're a fast team. They have some skill for sure, and you got to watch out. They have certain players there that are game breakers. You got to know when they're on the ice, so we got to be ready for that.
What is the style of your team? I asked about the personality. Now talk about on the ice. What would you say kind of overlap or overriding style of this group right now?
Well, I think we have to be a relentless team in terms of how we pursue the puck and how we're tracking back. I think we have a skill, but our skill has to be used with speed, and I think that's a big thing for us. Playing with pace, up tempo all the time, and I think that's a big part of who we are.
You like that word, relentless. I heard you use it. Does it fit with this team?
Yeah, I think it does. Definitely at times. I mean, I don't think anybody's perfect, but it's something we're striving towards to become more relentless each day, each game, each shift, and we're taking some strides there.
I have to ask about Colin Dahlia as well. I asked last time on video. I want to ask live now. It's been a couple weeks too. Where is he at? I'm mainly concerned about his mindset and his locker room demeanor and how. What do you see from him? Is it any different than a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever, or what? Has he developed in that way?
You know what? I think he's in a really good place mentally. I think he's excited about the group we have here. Obviously, he wants to be in Chicago, but I think he also recognized that where he's at right now it's a good situation. He plays. He's a big part of what we're doing in the locker room. And I think that, off the ice, his family life is good. So I think he's in a really good place mentally. At least that's the vibe I get from him.
Is he scratching and clawing and, still like he was? I mean, you kind of want that in a young kid. And as they get older, maybe sometimes they lose that a little bit. Does he still have that fight in him to want the best or whatever?
Yes, I do for sure get the feeling that he wants to be an NHL goalie. And I think he's working. He showed that in his work habits, both on and off the ice. So I see that as a goal of his. And you would have to ask him, but he seems to be really dialed in.